Welcome to the Universal Hitchhiker. This is Jeff. With me is Jamie, and today we are talking to Corley and Tara of Tarah Who.
Thank
Hello,
you.
ladies.
Thanks for having us. Hi.
Let's jump right into the music side a little bit. I wanted to ask about influences because I know everybody everything I've read, some people bring up some certain bands, but I want to know how you both started out, and whoever wants to go first, but what kind of artist in the beginning was what made you say, wow, this is really cool and I want to do this?
CoCo, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. For me, I think I'll say mostly classic rock, like AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Green Day, all this stuff. And it's mostly when I went to middle school, and I get introduced with Nightwish, which is a symphonic metal band from Finland.
Mm-hmm.
And since then I went this route, so more metal, symphonic. I love it. So yeah, so I'll say for me more metal, and at the beginning classic rock for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
I started with well, actually my mom was the real rock and roller at heart. She would clean the house. We would clean the house, and she was cleaning the house. I was just I try to make it a little bit more, like, hey, I was helping my mom, but no, I wasn't. But so she was listening to the Pink Floyd, Tangerine Dream, Rolling Stones. Yeah, she was a big fan of all that. And so I started listening to music really thanks to my mom. And then I got into Alanis Morissette, and then later, maybe just a couple years later, I got into anything that was 90s rock, punk rock, Distillers or Courtney Love, Hole, like just anything like that, Pantera. Found out about Motorhead and stuff like that. So that was more, anything that was just loud, noise. That's just more my style.
okay, Jamie, do you have a question?
Yeah, I was, so I read that Tarah was a solo artist before, Tarah Who came about. So how did you two find each other? How did you two become what you guys are?
So I started, I was originally a drummer and a bass player. I started playing music when I was 15, and I was not into playing the guitar because my idea of the guitar was and that's not me, right? So 90s.
Right.
And then I never thought of myself as a singer because same thing, I'm not so it's not my thing. So I was always cool like being a musician in a band, but then I had a lot of emotions, I had things to say, and I just started writing. And that's my way of that's the only reason why I play the guitar. I have no fucking idea what I play on the guitar. I've never took any music lessons or anything like that. I just play the guitar because that's my way of expressing myself. And to this day, if you ask me to sing something, I'll say no, because I don't consider myself a singer. I just have to tell my story. So that's how I started, producing myself as a singer-songwriter. But then, because I listened to rock bands, I just wanted to have a band. But then I realized that having a band was a lot more complicated than just saying like, you have friends that play that instrument.
Right.
Because, well, I don't know if you play music, but it's just, especially when you invite your friends to play, like when you tell them that that's not what you hear, they get really offended.
Yeah.
So then the business aspect started, and then it was like finding musicians and pros and stuff like that. And was it like 3 years ago, CoCo, that we met each other?
Actually, yeah 3 years ago, yeah.
So CoCo, well, you'll tell your story, but trying to make it short because I can go on and on and on. And I had a few glasses of wine already.
Hey, it's a
Hey,
You're fine.
No worries.
I'm French and it's COVID. I don't have it to go anywhere. Okay.
Hey, me either. We're good.
So yes, I met CoCo so 3 years ago, and at first, and it's funny because I think because I was listening to for instance, the Distillers, and it's Brody and three guys, so I never really thought about women in music, or musicians, so every time I was auditioning musicians, it was mainly guys. And then CoCo was moving to LA. She hit me up for some advice or whatever. And a few months after, I think, I was like, hey, so how's MI? Because she was going to MI. I was like, hey, do you want to audition? I'm looking for a drummer. And turns out, I don't know if it's because she's French, but we connected. And we're 10 years apart. And she's the most professional and most mature musician I've ever worked with.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So turns out working with a female musician is fucking awesome.
Oh,
I just wonder if you had a moment of doubt. I just wonder if you had a moment of guilt. I just wonder if you hesitate.